So we did have a quiz today. If you missed class, you'll need to make up that quiz. But we did also, I did give some notes. So here are the notes from today. So in your notebook, please copy this equation, 2x plus 3y equals 6. Now that equation is a linear equation, which is currently in what we call standard form. And I need to find the slope, the x-intercept, and the y-intercept. Now this is review. Finding the x-intercept, remember an x-intercept is where the graph crosses the x-axis, and x-intercepts are always whatever the x value is and 0 for the y. Y-intercepts are where the graph crosses the y-axis, and they always have 0 for x and then whatever the y value is. So if I remember that, I can substitute 0 in for y and solve for x when I'm looking for the x-intercept. So if I do that, 2x plus 3 times 0 equals 6 means 2x equals 6, meaning x equals 3. So as a coordinate point, 3, 0. The y-intercept, substituting 0 in for x and solving for y, gives me 3y equals 6, which gives me y equals 2. So as a coordinate point, 0, 2. Please always write your intercepts as coordinate points. The slope, now I have 2 points, so I actually can just keep it in standard form, and I can just use these 2 points and calculate the slope. We know slope is change in y, so 2 minus 0 over change in x, 0 minus 3, gives us 2 over negative 3, or negative 2/3. So the slope is negative 2/3. Okay. Next. So this equation, x equals 5, same directions. The easiest way to do this is to actually give yourself a little sketch, draw yourself a sketch. So x equals 5, hopefully you remember, is a vertical line. If you forgot, think about the values for x has to be 5. So 5, 0, 5, 1, 5, 2, 5, 3, and then hopefully you'll remember that it's a vertical line. So vertical lines, we need to figure out the slope, the x-intercept, the y-intercept. Well, we just said 5, 0. So just by looking at the sketch, we have the x-intercept. The y-intercept, we can see this line does not cross the y-axis, so it has no y-intercept, so none. And the slope, we're going to, well, there's a couple ways you can do this. You can remember the slope of a vertical line. You may remember that from Algebra 1. Or if not, you're going to count the rise over the run, or you're going to pick 2 points and calculate the slope that way. So if I pick 2 points, if I use 5, 0 and 5, 1, and I calculate the slope, change in y, 1 minus 0 over 5 minus 5, I get 1 over 0. Remember, you can't divide by 0, so that is undefined. So the slope is undefined. Okay. Or you could have, as I said, just remembered that anytime you have a vertical line, you're going to have an undefined slope. Lastly, you could have counted the rise and the run. So rising from 5, 0 to 5, 1, I'm rising 1, but I'm running 0. So 1 divided by 0 is undefined. Okay. Last example here, same directions, but different equation, y equals negative 1. Once again, we will look at a sketch. So going to negative 1, 0, negative 1 would work. 1, negative 1 would work. Negative 1, negative 1 would work. And then hopefully you're remembering, this is my x-axis and y-axis, hopefully you're remembering that y equals negative 1 is a horizontal line. So now that we have the line, we can see it's not crossing the x-axis. So none. The y-intercept, well, that was the very first point I plotted, 0, negative 1. And the slope, again, maybe you remember that horizontal lines have a slope of 0 or no slope. If you didn't remember that, then take 2 points like 0, negative 1 and 1, negative 1 and calculate the slope. So change in y, negative 1 minus negative 1 over change in x, 1 minus 0. 1 minus negative 1 is 0. And 1 minus 0 is 1. 0 divided by 1 is 0. So it has a slope of 0. Or counting from one point to the next, rise is 0, run is 1. So 0 over 1 is 0. Okay, that's it for notes today. Homework tonight is page 29 and worksheet number 3, problems 1 through 7.